What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video on Pokemon Radical Red. And today's challenge will be, can I beat Pokemon Radical Red using only male Pokemon? Last week we did only female Pokemon. We're going to test it out with the male only Pokemon. So on screen right now you can see all the male Pokemon available to us in the game. I haven't seen anyone complain about it, but I thought if you guys want me to do any ROM hacks, I would. If you guys want me to continue Radical Red, I'm just going to continue it until someone tells me I'm bored. Basic rules of this challenge will be me going through Pokemon Radical Red on default difficulty using only male Pokemon. And also the most important rule of each of my challenge videos, each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments. So thank you so much for leaving me a nickname in the previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after a Pokemon in my future challenge videos, just drop it in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helped me out and it will let me know you guys like this content. Anyways, let's get into the challenge video. Just like the female challenge, there are no technically male only Pokemon until we beat the first gym. But before then, we actually found ourselves a shiny Caterpie on accident. So that was fun. I didn't have Pokeballs to catch it with because I used it all to make a team just to beat Brock. So ironically, I just had to beat a shiny, but I just want to show this here. Once we beat Brock though, we're able to find ourselves a Nidoran, which is going to be the most iconic male Pokemon only. And we're going to capture that, add it to our team, and also go back and capture a few more Pokemon. Burmy, a male Burmy will evolve into a Mothman, and also a Tyrogue. Tyrogue can evolve to 3 different Pokemon, all of them being male only, so we're going to catch 2 Tyrogues, and then head into the second gym of the game and face off against Misty. Misty is going to be the water type gym leader in Cerulean City, and we're going to start the battle off against her using my Hitmonlee. In Radical Red, I love Hitmonlee, but Hitmonlee is going to double kick both the Floatzel and Frogadier to do a lot of chip damage. I go out to my Hitmontop. Hitmontop is going to roll and kick and then just sacrifice itself into Starmie, and that allowed me to go into my Mothman to Quiver Dance up against him, and then a Quiver Dance again, and eventually my Silverwind is actually going to one-shot to Starmie and also get a second boost against the Floatzel, which is kind of funny. And that allowed me to 2-shot down the Lantern, and we cleared through the second gym of the game pretty easily. From there though, we're going to go back into Route 2 and get ourselves a Raid Den in here and catch ourselves an Impidimp. I don't know Impidimps are only male, but we got one. Now we're going to move on into the third gym of the game, and we're going to face off against Lieutenant Surge, and we're going to start the battle off against him using my Hitmonlee. I really love Hitmonlee. We're going to fake out into the Pincurchin and then Power Up Punch. That will allow me to Sucker Punch into the Raichu and knock him out in one shot, and allow me to do some chip damage against the Bolton, which is fantastic. I go out into my Hitmontop. They're like a combo pack. Once one goes down, the other one comes out. But the Vigavolt comes out, I'm going to switch out into my Nidoking to Fire Punch it and knock him out. And then when the Pincurchin comes out to knock me out with a Scald, I'm going to go out to my Volbeat, which doesn't do a lot of damage. It's going to confuse Ray. It's going to do enough chip damage, which will allow me to go back with another Pokemon later on and knock him out. But he's going to Volt Switch into my Vigavolt into his Manectric, so I go out into my Nidoking. I avoid a Charge Pain, and I accidentally clicked Fire Punch instead of Bodos. So now I go down without any damage at all on the Manectric. But I am able to go out to my Hitmontop to fake out and then Bodos into the Pincurchin to knock him out, and then the Manectric comes out once again. I sack my Volbeat and then go out to my Hitmontop again, fake out into a Bodos, will knock him out, and we beat Lieutenant Surge. And then from there we're going to move on into Rock Tunnel, clear the Rock Tunnel, and then get into Celadon City to evolve my Curlier into a Gallade, which male Pokemon. And then I can face off against the 4th gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Erica next. Erica is going to be the grass type gym leader in the game, and we're going to start the battle off against her using my Mothman. Moffin's going to start the battle off with just Quiver Dancing up, what? And then Air Slash into the Meganium to knock him out in one shot. What is going on? Moffin's actually crazy. And we got too hyped up, so Sudowoodo is going to knock on my Moffin, but Moffin one-shot a Meganium? That's crazy. So next up, I go out to my Hitmonlee and then sack him for some. Why didn't I just fake out at the bare minimum? Bare minimum, I could just fake out. But now I go out into my Hitmontop to Sucker Punch to knock out the Sudowoodo. And then the Rillaboom comes out next. I'm going to close combat into him, and that will allow him to knock me out. So I'm going to switch out into my Nidoking, and then Fire Punch him in his face. Should have Mega Horn, but I was scared it's gonna miss. And then go out to my Hitmontop once again to knock out the Rillaboom. And then the Superior comes out next. I'm gonna go for a close combat to do a lot of damage and break his Focus Sash. And then go out to my Grimmsnarl, because Grimmsnarl has infinite priority. It has Fake Out and Sucker Punch, so it's gonna Fake Out and Sucker Punch into the Superior to knock him out. Next up, she's gonna go out to her Venusaur, which I'm gonna Sucker Punch, do some chip. So I'm gonna go out to my Gallade and try to bait in the Sleep Powder. It didn't work out, but now I'm just gonna sack my Hitmontop. I'll go out into my Gallade once again, Zen Headbutt. I dodged the Sleep Powder, and I outspeed him the second time, and I'm able to knock him out with a Zen Headbutt. And I beat the Mega Venusaur, and we get our 4th gym badge of the game. From there, we're going to beat down Giovanni in the Rocket Hideout, and then we're going to face off against our rival in Silph, which came down to the wire, but luckily our Gallade is actually broken. Live a Shell Smash up Water Post and knock out the Blastoise, and then we can move on into this double battle fight with Archer and Ariana. We cleared through Archer and Ariana just barely, but we do, and then face off against Giovanni once again, and it is not too difficult. Our Nino King will survive and we'll knock him out. And then we actually go back into Serene City, and then we fight against Misty once again. We clear through Misty, and then once you beat Misty, you're able to get a Froakie. Now this Froakie has protein. I'm trying to figure out a way to get it Battle Bond. I think I forgot. I forgot how to get Battle Bond because Ash Greninja is only a male Pokemon, and I got all the TMs for him. Unfortunately, I just didn't know how to get Ash Greninja. It's always stuck on protein. Someone leave in the comments, let me know how do I get Ash Greninja for the future, because I've done it before. Didn't do it this time. I just forgot how to, and I had to ditch this Greninja because technically protein Greninja can be a female, but Ash Greninja cannot be. Anyways, from there we're going to move on into the 5th gym. We're going to face off against Sabrina in this double battle fight. She's going to start the battle off with her Hattering and Indeedee. I'm going to start the battle off using my Gallade and also my Grimmsnarl. I'm going to Rock Slide into the Hattering and Indeedee to flinch the Hattering to avoid its Trick Room. Another Rock Slide and a Spirit Break will knock out both the Indeedee and the Hattering. Next up, she's going to switch out to her Crawdon and her Porygon 2. So I'm going to Rock Slide once again, and I'm going to Spirit Break into the Crawdon to knock him out. Allow the Porygon 2 to Trick Room out, which is fine. So I'm going to sack my Grimmsnarl as they're going to beat me down. And then I'm going to Zen Headbutt into the Conqueror. And now I go out into my Braviary, which now I'm still slower than everything else on the team. But I'm able to sack my Braviary and then Zen Headbutt into the Conqueror once again. Go out to my Nino King next. And then I'm able to Poison Jab into the Gardevoir to knock him out. And also Close Combat into the Porygon to knock them both out. And we get the 5th gym batch of the game. Now moving on, speaking of gyms, we're going to move out to the 6th gym in Fuchsia City and face off against Koga next. We're going to start the battle off against Koga using my Grimmsnarl. We're going to False Surrender into the Swellow and then Sucker Punch to knock him out. The Greninja comes on next. I'm going to allow it to get its Ash Greninja form, which I'm kind of jealous about because we don't have it. I go out to my Gallade next, which survives any move. Leaf Blade will knock out the Greninja, and then a Shadow Sneak into the Cellgore just to sack my Gallade. After that, I go out to my Hitmonlee to fake out and Sucker Punch into the Cellgore. As Drapion comes on next, I'm going to High Jump Kick him. He's going to activate my Unburden, which I outspeed him now, and then High Jump Kick once again to knock out the Drapion. The Toxicity comes on next, and I'm Pyro Ball into him. I don't know if this is the best play, but that was the play. I go out to my Nino King. Bodos will knock him out in one shot, and his last Pokemon will be a Dragapult, which I can Sucker Punch into him, which would do about half to him. I go out to my Braviary next to do we meet to knock him out, which is fantastic. We knock out Koga, and we get the 6th gym match of the game, which allows us to have access to Surf, which also allows us to challenge Price on Seafoam Island and get Choice Scarf and also get a Choice Band from Jasmine. And once we get that, we're going to move on and face off against the 7th gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Blaine next. Blaine is going to be the Fire type gym leader in the game, and we're going to start the battle off against him using my Hitmonlee, just High Jump Kicking twice in his face, which is nice. We knock him out, and then his next Pokemon will be a Typhlosion. I sack my Mothim against him, and I go out to my Hitmonlee once again to fake him out, and then High Jump Kick him once again. I don't outspeed him, but I do live in Eruption at this point, and he actually activates my Unburden. I can knock him out with High Jump Kick and Sucker Punch, and then Cinderace will come out next. I decide to High Jump Kick him. He's going to High Jump Kick me as well. He lives with 1 HP. That's such a shame. I go to my Gallade next to Shadow Sneak to knock out the Cinderace. The Charizard comes out next. I'm going to survive an Air Slash and then Zen Headbutt into him and Shadow Sneak, which puts him down on low HP, allows me to go out to my Grimmsnarl to Sucker Punch. I have infinite priority. I just realized that. Infinite priority. The Venusaur comes on next. It's going to destroy me. So I go out to my Nunu King to go for a Sucker Punch as well. I don't live a Weather Ball, so I decided to go out to my Braviary next. Since the sun faded, my Braviary will actually do Wing Beat and knock out the Venusaur, and then do Wing Beat into the Sunflower to knock him out as well. And we beat Blaine. From there though, we're forced to face off against Ariana and Archer in Cerulean Cave. Luckily enough, my Mothim actually destroys the Mawile and Ariana. So Moffin's actually a broken Pokemon. And then from there, we're going to go out and use Gallade against Giovanni in this double battle fight with Lance. And we're going to clear through him pretty easily. I lose my Pokemon at the end of the battle, but we pretty much secured a win with Grimmsnarl. And from there, we can move on and face off against the 8th and final gym leader in the game. We're going to face off against Claire next. I'm going to start the battle off against Claire using my Hitmonlee to High Jump Kick him and then Sucker Punch to knock him out. And then her follow-up Pokemon will be Magnera, which that's the first time I've seen Pyro Ball burn, which is crazy. My Hitmonlee goes down, but I go out to my Gallade, which still does not have its Mega Stone. After this battle, I will put a Mega Stone on. I close combat into the Dragonite, which is bad play. But I go out to my Grimmsnarl next to play rough into him to knock him out, which is great. He goes out to his Mag next. I don't have a play here, so I just sacked my Grimmsnarl, which is unfortunate. I could have went for a Sucker Punch. I don't know why I didn't went for a Sucker Punch, but I close combat to knock out the Mag. She then goes out to a Naganadel, which I go out and sack my Muffin from, and then I go out to my Gallade next to Zen Headbutt. I catch the Dragovich, which I close combat into him and knock him out. And then she goes back out to her Naganadel. I don't have a switch here, so I'll go for a Shadow Sneak. And then I go out to my Braviary next to set up Tailwind. And then from there, Tailwind is actually not fast enough to outspeed a Naganadel, but I go out into my Choice Scarf Nidoking, which will Bodos and knock out Naganadel. And then Bodos twice into Duraludon to knock him out. We live with 6 HP, we take the win. From there, we're going to face off against our rival next. Our rival, well, first our rival, we're going to beat down Blue here. And this battle is always a bit harder than, obviously, the next fight, which is going to be against Brendan. We clear through Brendan so easily. Like, this is just a snippet of it. We just destroy him. And then from there, we're going to go into Victory Road, clear through Victory Road with our Hitmonlee just being just a monster. Just destroyed everything. And then we're going to face off against the Elite Four next. One last preview of our team, and then we're going to head into the Elite Four. We're going to face off against Lorelei. We're going to face off against her water team this time. It's a good mix-up. We mix between her teams. And we start the battle off against her Politoed and Poliwrath with my Gallade and Muffin. Interesting combo. Start the battle off, send a Headbutt into the Poliwrath, and then I'm going to Hurricane into the Politoed. I get a Confusion on the Politoed, and luckily enough, I do survive a first turn. And then from there, I'm able to Bug Buzz into the Poliwrath, and then Zen Headbutt into the Politoed to knock him out. She then switches out to her Kyogre and her Kingdra. I'm a close combat into the Kyogre. I'm going to just put everything into him. I avoid the Muddy Water. I'm able to close combat into the Kyogre. Weaken down is Water Spout, which you guys know that might be the strongest move in the game. From there, I can Sucker Punch into the Kyogre to knock him out and close combat to almost knock out the Kingdra. It's going to go down to his Life Orb, but my unfortunate Mega Gallade goes down. Next up, she can switch out to her final Swampert and Dragovich. I am able to just target down Swampert, get him down to half HP, and from there, she activated my Unburden, which allows me to just High Jump Kick into the Dragovich. Sucker Punch just cleared through Swampert like that. Do you guys see that? What? And then Sucker Punch, we're just going to Sucker Punch down to Dragovich, and it's over. We beat Lorelei with infinite Sucker Punches, and now we can move on and face off against Bruno next. Bruno is going to be the second Elite Four member, and we're going to start the battle off against him using my Gallade to Zen Headbutt and Shadow Sneak into the Infernape to knock him out. He then switches out to Zacian, which I am able to close combat one-shot him with a crit from my Gallade. Gallade is such a powerful Pokemon. I could not believe it. Zen Headbutt also knocks out the Conk. I was like, I don't need to switch out. I just stay in. Urshifu comes on next. I go out to my Muffin. I'm just going to sack him because I lower my defense. I go out to my Hitmonlee next to fake out and then High Jump Kick into the Urshifu. Activate my Unburden as well. Wrap it up by missing a High Jump Kick and then go out into my Gallade to close combat. Knock out the Lucario and Zen Headbutt to knock out the Como. And we beat Bruno. And we move on and we face off against Agatha next. Agatha is going to be the third Elite Four member. We're going to start the battle off against her Zoroark using my Gallade once again. Gallade is just going to go to close combat and then Shadow Sneak to knock out the Zoroark. Unfortunately, I lower my defense, but it goes out to the Spectrier, which I'm just going to go out to my Braviary because it's a normal type. I know it's going to switch out to his Age/Next because we've been through this. We'll go out to my Grimmsnarl to get a False Surrender to one-shot it. And then she goes out into her Silvally, which is a dark type Silvally. I decided to go out to my Hitmonlee, which is a bad play because I got paralyzed, but I'm able to High Jump Kick and knock him out in one shot. Then I go for a Sucker Punch. I should have gone for a Sucker Punch. I went for a Pyro Ball for some reason. But from there, I could go out to my Braviary and do Wimby. Ooh, do Wimby. There we go. I could do Wimby and get some damage off on the Marshadow and Shadow Sneak him using my Gallade. From there, she can go out to her Spectrier, which I'm able to False Surrender and knock him out as well. And her final Pokemon will be a Gengar. I'm not too sure why I switched out. I think I am Choice Banded with my Grimmsnarl, so I go out to Grimmsnarl and Sucker Punch to knock out the Gengar. And we finish up against Agatha and we face off against Lance next. Lance is going to be the fourth and final Elite Four member of the game. We're going to start the battle off using my Gallade against the Aerodactyl to close combat, Shadow Sneak to knock him out. He then goes out to his Dragonite next, which I am like, what do I do here? So I decided to just sack my Nidoking, which is unfortunate. And then from there, I'm just going to go out to my Grimmsnarl to Play Rough. That was how much Play Rough does. This is how much Sucker Punch does. Crazy damage. From there, he's going to switch out into his Melmetal so he can knock out my Grimmsnarl, which is fine. From there, I'm going to go out to my Hitmonlee to fake out, do some chip, and then High Jump Kick. Barely not knock him out. He's double Iron Bash me and knock me out. Oh my god, that was so unfortunate. He's going to knock me out. I go out to my Muffin next. Hurricane knocks him out. And then Dialga comes on next. I'm like, oh, this is not great for me. I'm just going to try to Quiver Dance and Hurricane up. Hurricane does about a third to him. I go out to my Gallade next to Swords Dance up 3 times in front of this Dialga. Luckily it does not roar time me in the Sleep Talks. and I'm able to close combat, knock out the Dialga in one shot. He then goes out to his Dracovish, which will get one shot in. Oh, he does not get one shot, but I level efficient run because I outspeed him. And then I'm able to Shadow Sneak once again to knock him out. And then his Mega Salamence comes out next. I do a crisp 3/4 to him, and I can live any hits with my Bravery, and I'm able to knock him out using Dual Wing Beat. And we end up beating Lance just barely. From there, we're going to move on to the champion. We're going to face off against our rival. And he's going to start the battle off using a Pheromosa. I'm going to start off using my Bravery to Dual Wing Beat into the Pheromosa, which is nice. And then he's going to switch out to his Groudon next. I don't have a player. I just got to sack my Bravery. He doesn't even outspeed the Groudon. I go out into my Morphin next to also sack him, but I do a lot of chip damage with Hurricane, which is surprisingly. So we're going to take that, and then we're going to go out to my Hitmonlee next to Sucker Punch, knock out the Groudon, and then take an Oblivion Wing from Yveltal, which will allow me to high jump kick him twice because of Unburden outspeeding him. And then he goes out to his Metagross next. I am able to, well, I'm not able to take a Bullet Punch, but I go out to my Nidoking next, Sucker Punch him once, but I'm not too sure why I sack my Nidoking there. I go out to my Grimmsnarl. He also does not knock him out with a Sucker Punch. So I go out to my Gallade next. I thought this battle was over. I Mega Up using my Gallade Shadow Sneak to knock out the Metagross. He goes out to his Eternatus next. I Zen Headbutt him. One shots him with a crit, and then his Darmanitan comes on next. I'm able to close combat and dodge an Icicle Crash. And then we knock out the Darmanitan, and we beat our rival. And somehow Gallade, Mega Gallade clutched up, knock out two Ubers with Mega Metagross, Eternatus, and then Darmanitan. How was that even possible? We beat through Radical Red using only male Pokemon, and most of it thanks to Gallade. Gallade very obviously carried us through most of the game right there, and it just, what a monster Pokemon. Anyways, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. It was pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie. If you guys can, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It will really help me out, and I'll see you guys next time. Saturday? Yeah, Saturday for our next video. And yeah, I'm also on vacation. I'm in New York right now. I'll still be posting regularly. Don't worry about that. I got all videos planned out right now. But anyways, my name's been Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day, and I'm out. Peace.